Black folks, we need to talk. If you are not black, keep it pushing. You can stay, but be quiet. Understand this. There's not a lot of things I call on the black community for, right? Don't y'all let Candace Owens rebrand herself. I don't give a shit. I don't care. She does not fall into the category of the rest of the black women. Don't let Candace Owens do this again, because when Candace wants to pander to that group of people again, she will damn sure throw the black community under the bus like she always has. And stop letting Candace throw a few black facts in front of your face and so you can simply say, oh wow, she's spitting facts. She's not spitting facts. Because anytime she needs a leg up or a boost, she only runs to one community. She does not run to the community that she panders to. When they fired her off them networks, when she was struggling in her career, when she was facing racial discrimination, she went to one group of people. And simply because we seen a black woman, folks supported her. I never supported her, but folks supported her. And now she's trying to say she does no longer support Trump. Okay, cool. And she said, oh, how she didn't see it and how X, Y, and Z. No. Let her sit with her tribe. Let her, she's good in MAGA. Leave her there. Please, leave her there.
No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We not finna do this. Not in 2025. So you think you finna try to rebrand yourself? You think we just gonna forget all the things that you said over the past 8 to 10 years? Not even past 4 years. This whole time, your whole thing since 2016. That's almost a decade. You think we finna get a decade? Almost a decade of slander? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then you're trying to blame it on Christianity. You're saying Christianity is the reason why you can no longer support this man. If Christianity now is the reason why you can no longer support this man, why wasn't Christianity a reason you couldn't support this man almost 10 years ago? Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed about his character. And if you're talking about Christianity, you're talking about this man's character. Nothing that this man does is Christian-like. Period. In his whole life, can't nobody point to anything this man has done Christian-like. So don't blame it on Christianity as the reason that now you can't support this man. Because if it was truly about Christianity as the reason you can't support this man, you would have never supported this man. Because again, there's nothing this man represents, does, or supports that has any type of Christian values whatsoever. And I stand on that. You can go somewhere else with that, man. I don't even like talking about you. I blocked you everywhere. Because I don't even like, I keep the negative energy out my space. But nah, we ain't finna let you come on here and gaslight us and let you come over here and try to pull the wool and make a whole nah, man. Nah. Like 9/11, we never forgetting.
Y'all hate black women like Candace Owens. It wasn't racial discrimination. It was her calling out the Jews. Then you must not know who Candace Owens is, because Candace Owens is a grifter. And she got help from the NAACP because of racial discrimination and being attacked by racist people. And then she had a settlement. Candace Owens was the biggest Trump supporter, making 6 videos a day. Candace was the biggest supporter of Israel and supporting genocide. Now she wants to say, I didn't know, I didn't see it. You couldn't see who Trump was? Candace is a grifter. We all hate grifters. And she uses her black privilege to then gain sympathy from other black people. And how she gets the black people that actually follow her is that she says things like, well, black unity and black love, while also marrying the first Caucasian man she could find and also throwing black people under the bus the moment she gets a leg up. Candace Owens is a grifter. When she was working on TV, she was so quick to throw the black community under the bus and talking about all the degenerate behavior in the black community. And the one moment she stood against racist BS, they fired her. That's when she ran to the black community. And the moment that she got a leg up again, she threw the black community right back under the bus and started doing the All Lives Matter and hanging out with that same group of people. And when she started to tank, guess who she ran to again? The black community. And the black community boosted her up because they seen a black woman in trouble. The black community disliked Candace Owens because she's a grifter and everybody hates grifters.
I will never accept racial supremacy. I will never accept ethnic supremacy, even if it's black people even if it's my own people, okay? I just won't accept it. That's just the reality. And now we're arriving at that exact same thing happening. It's not happening under Biden. It's not happening under Obama. It's happening under Trump, okay? And it is under the guise of fighting anti-Semitism on college campuses. And that this is an epidemic. And you've got the Human Health Secretary, RFK Jr., saying, oh, we have to declare this an epidemic. And what we're really talking about is people voicing opinions against Israel's policies on blowing up Palestinian kids. You can accept that or you cannot accept that. It is just the reality. And if you don't understand how close we are inching to them destroying free speech, and once speech goes, everything else goes, then you need to start paying attention. They are redefining anti-Semitism to even be parts of the Bible. They are saying that it is anti-Semitism, and the Trump administration is pushing this on college campuses to even suggest that a Jewish person might be more loyal to Israel than they are to America. That's totally plausible. It's totally plausible that a black person in America might be more loyal to Uganda than they are to America. Look at that. That is like, why are we redefining this? Portions of the Bible? I mean, it's getting crazy. So I want to show you this Senate hearing. So they had another Senate hearing, like the one that I showed up on, except this one, it was on anti-Semitism on college campuses. And I want you to listen to what this rabbi got up and said as he called for hate speech laws.
I used to think this woman was very intelligent. Like, she's literally talks from the two sides of her mouth. Like, for the whole part of your career, you've been disregarding your people. You've been disparaging your people. You've been on the side of, I would say, people that do not use their faculty to really think. And then all of a sudden now, because you've been forsaken, or rather, I would say you've not been given a seat at the table. All of a sudden now you want to rebrand yourself and you think you're gonna make black people start liking you. All of a sudden, these are the same people that you've been trying to castigate the whole time, right? And now because you do not have seat at the Republican Party, now you want to come back and rebrand, and you are literally trying to summon the support of black people because now you want to rebrand. All of a sudden now you want to think about what Palestinians have been going through. You want to make sense of everything that's been going through. Meanwhile, you've been supporting this party that you claim to be Christians for God knows how long. And now because you are seeing them for who they are, right? Whatever you do in this life, whatever you say, whatever you do have repercussions. And don't get it twisted, girl. People don't forget. People don't forget, and especially black people. Black people do not forget nothing, right? You might be doing it and be getting away with it for so long, and you all of a sudden you think you're gonna be included in everything. Now you're just gonna use a wand, like a magic wand, and make people forget about what you've said in the past several years under this administration. So because you're not being recognized by the Republicans, all of a sudden you feel, okay, you need to go back to your black people. Maybe they will have your back. Like, girl, it doesn't swing that way. You're a professional grifter. And let me tell you something about grifters. Grifters do not go far because your attitude is gonna reveal yourself in due course, whether you like it or not. At the end of the day, you're gonna reveal yourself for who you are. I don't have anything against you. I just have everything against your mentality. Like, you use people and drop people. That's what you do. Candace, wake up and smell the coffee, girl. We are living in reality. And because everything is about to touch everybody, now you're trying to choose a side. Stick to the side you're used to, lady.
Speaking of which, and you're going to find this to be totally crazy, okay? You know, I like to find and dig up old articles. Maybe you knew this. I'm going to guess you didn't because I didn't. And it was one of those things where I was reading it and I was like, oh, the Candace doing this, the face. I'm always just so shocked when I come across these things and I realize how little we know about how our government actually works. And this is regarding the person who visited the White House yesterday, Bibi Netanyahu, the person I think who is running the White House, by the way. He met with influencers while he was there. Who are they influencing and what are they influencing? Who are they influencing, or what are they influencing on behalf of, rather? We know that Jessica Reed Krause was there, as mentioned, because she posted a photo, and we know Tim Pool was there We know Dave Rubin was there, who has just become an Israel shill in the most pathetic way. We know Guy Benson was there, Bethany Mandel, and David Harris Jr. Go back to that photo, which was funny because people were sending me things going, didn't you used to work with David Harris Jr.? He's been attacking you nonstop over the last week. I didn't even look at it because I'm so used to how fake everyone is, just how fake and absolutely miserable. It doesn't matter. I don't even care. But I then love that someone was like, and here he is being featured on House and Habit's wall, and he's with Bibi Netanyahu. And that kind of locks some things into place. Anyways, fascinating group, right? Fascinating group that assembled there, but not nearly as fascinating as the man himself, Bibi Netanyahu. Because like I said, what I'm about to show you is crazy. Look what I came across. Thank you to you guys who send tips. Here's what Trump said, and I'll tell you what I think about it. Take a listen.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was happening?
It would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now, I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build them through massive amounts of money supplied by other people, very rich nations, and they're willing to supply it. If we can build something for them in one of the countries, and it could be Jordan, it could be Egypt, it could be other countries, and you could build 4 or 5 or 6 areas. It doesn't have to be one area, but you take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die. Because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying. The same thing's going to happen again. It's happened over and over again, and it's going to happen again as sure as you're standing there, Peter. So I hope that we could do something where they wouldn't want to go back. Who would want to go back? They've experienced nothing but death and destruction.
And here's what he said following that up. Short clip.
The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years.
So here's why I love that clip. I love these two clips because we have at long last arrived to the period where after a year of gaslighting us and telling us that wasn't happening, like everyone just smearing us in the media, because obviously the media, as we've learned through the Justin Baldoni case to this, is just a place where it's prostitution, right? It's like the highest bidder, right? And after a year of them calling everybody anti-Semitic who noticed that an ethnic cleansing was taking place, we're just now getting to the point which is an ethnic cleansing is going to take place. We're going to just move millions of bodies. And now we're going to try to emotionally engineer the public to think that it's acceptable by saying, well, there's nothing left. Our bombs bombed it all. Why would they want to go back there? There's nothing left, which we have on tape, Bibi Netanyahu saying that before October 7th. Him caught on tape saying we have to make the punishment so severe and so harsh that the Palestinians won't want to go back because there's nothing there. He said this, okay? I showed it on my show and I didn't care about the figurative bullets that were coming my way because those bullets were figurative and they weren't real. And what I saw in terms of the kids being target practiced on in Gaza made me sick to my stomach. And so one of the other favored lies about me in the media is that I agree with everything Trump says and he does. And I could not disagree more with this. I could not have been more vocal in my lack of support for any person who, whether left or right, who claims to be a good and a compassionate person who is okay with what is happening and what they are saying they're going to do. All statements which are on record before October 7th even happened. And in terms of Trump talking about the real estate of the property, saying they have to go, and Jared Kushner was on tape speaking about how much worth the property could be. And so for those of us who said, are there people who have already invested in this property and want to see it being built up because they are going to make a ton of money because the plan is to move these people from their homeland somewhere else? And we were called conspiracy theorists, and we were called Jew haters, and we were called anti-Semites. This is truly a moment of vindication, okay? It is a moment of vindication, and I do not agree with it at all. Not at all. And now they're saying that the UK should take these people. And this just puts us on that circle. You know, it really is just, it's loony. You have the people in the UK and other countries going, I don't recognize my country. Why don't I recognize my country? Why is this country becoming majority Muslim population? And they don't want to connect the dots and say, well, you know, which country is not becoming majority population, just seems to be expanding its borders all the time? Israel. And we keep fighting their wars or funding their wars. We haven't stopped doing that. So as they become more ethnocentric, as they keep getting more land, as they keep having strict rules about who is allowed to commute there, our countries are looking very different. Why would they want to stay home? Because they recognize where they are. So if you're going to build it big and you're make it beautiful, Trump, let them stay there while you do it. I'm sure they would be very happy to do that. And for those of you who can't even imagine, just take a second to pause and think about the fact that for 2 years, these people have been walking on foot, children crying. Find it. It's online. Go look at it. Bleeding, kids being shot in the head. Okay, they're saying 20,000. We know it's now more because of the number that they're giving us in terms of saying how many people have to be moved. It's simple math of how many people are dead there, how many women, majority women and children are dead in this area. So you imagine you go back and forth. Finally, it is over. And you are now being told that, well, you are going to be really happy because we're going to put you in a country where nobody speaks your language, no one understands you. And you're just going to, I don't know, be in the UK, be in Ireland. Isn't that a better plan? Won't you be happier there than in the rubble of the place of your ancestors? Isn't that better for you? It's evil. If the theme of what we have been talking about are perfect acts of evil, what has happened to the children and the women of Palestine who had nothing to do with October 7th is a perfect act of evil. And I will not support it. I don't care which friendships have to burn, which invites I won't get, okay? I will not support it because I am a Christian and I am not one that can be maneuvered by money. And I hope that for those of you who are new to my channel, you recognize that that was the ultimate takeaway from everything that was written about me last year, is that I will never bend the knee to evil. Like, you know, Bibi Netanyahu was just like owned a furniture store. And now he's like a politician when he was in Israel. This is perhaps why, when we look back to Harley Pasternak, giving you guys a reminder in case you didn't see that episode where I explained why Kanye West engaged in an amazing act of bravery when he showed and potentially exposed the MK Ultra still in effect today amongst Hollywood stars to keep them in check and make sure they have the right ideas. This is why it's perhaps difficult to trace anything concrete regarding Harley Pasternak's potential familial connections to that original MK Ultra program, even though we were able to find out that he did work for the Canadian government. He worked for a program that allowed him to experiment on people's minds. This guy's just a gym trainer threatening to take Kanye back to La La Land to drug him. Play dates with your kids just won't be the same. Does your trainer talk to you like that? I'm just asking questions because you might need to go to a new gym if he does. Okay? Remember, we were with Harley Pasternak working to try to establish whether or not he was related to Walter Pasternak. Walter Pasternak was the CIA agent, again, we found an old article, who conducted horrific experiments as a part of the original MK Ultra program. And he was called to testify. Washington Post ran an article about how he was called to testify in Congress about those horrific experiments. And he just no-showed. Like, that's pretty ballsy. Yeah, Congress is calling you to testify and you just no-show. Same thoughts, same patterns, same timeline, again and again. Designing your dream life is not just a course. It's your personal launch sequence, a sci-fi mission to upgrade your identity. Download the full course today. Your dream life is waiting, and the link is in the bio.
How is it that Candace Owens, when they go from being this alt-right person to all of a sudden wanted to change her brand? Don't change your brand, Candace Owens. Stay who you are. Because we're going to always remember who you are and what you've said. You've sided with hatred. You've sided with racism. You've sided with misogyny. You've sided with all these terrible things. Now, all of a sudden, you want to change your brand. You want to jump ship. Don't jump ship. Stay where you are. Because there's an old saying, birds of a feather, they flock together. And you stay right over there with that flock of birds that you have fellowship with.
No pun intended. I feel half of the time this woman is literally talking gibberish and she feels as if she's intelligent above the average black person, right? For the longest, you've been disparaging your people, you've been disregarding your people, and then now you feel because you've been left out of the Republicans' table, you want to now come back and rebrand yourself. Like, how could you salvage yourself from all the rubbish you've been spewing against your people for the longest time? Like, girl, I mean, you have to have a heart to think that people are just going to sweep that under the carpet and forget all these years that you've been seeing some of the craziest stuff about your people. Girl, nobody's got time for that. We have a lot of problems on our hands. We have bills to pay. We have groceries to pay. We have things to pay attention to. Nobody cares about whether you want to rebrand yourself or not, because you, as a grifter that you are, we know you're going to be grifting from one place to the other. Nobody has time for that. So Candace, if I were you, I'm just going to shut up and trying to amend things privately, right? Talking too much and trying to deceive people into thinking that you are a new person, trying to drift to the people that you've been relegating to the background. Girl, nobody's got time for that, okay? Save your face and save it somewhere else. Nobody's got time. People have more important things to be bothered about, you know. So if I were you, I would just shut up, because at this point it's giving Delulu, right? Guys, what are your thoughts? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section, but don't forget to hit on the like button, subscribe button, and always come back for more videos. Have a great day.